Again, everyone. Now we have very short doorstep-style press conference, and we start with the statements with the Finnish and Croatian Prime Ministers. Prime Minister Sipilä, please.
Thank you, Prime Minister Andrew. You are warmly welcome to Finland, and I finally got you here to Helsinki. The EPP meeting is very good for me. Also, I will have 7 meetings today with the colleagues, and Michel Barnier will be the next one, and we will continue about the Brexit issues. We have a very good bilateral relationship, and we had a very good discussion about the EU issues, but mainly about the bilateral issues. We will be trio members. You will be the president country after us, and we both will go to the unknown zone, because we don't have a parliament, we don't have a commission, and everything is open when Finnish presidency is starting, and hopefully there is not much on table. We will move to your table, but anyway, we both will have a very challenging time. But Andri, you are welcome to Finland and EPP meeting.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prime Minister Sipilä, first of all, for this invitation to come to Helsinki. It's actually my first visit to Helsinki, I have to admit, and I was looking forward that it happens. It happens also in the wider context of the EPP Congress, but I'm pleased that we had extensive discussions on our bilateral relations, on our common preparations for leading the trio of the EU presidencies throughout 2019 and the first half of 2020, but also discussing the regional and global issues, which we had the opportunity today. On a bilateral level, I think our political dialogue contexts that were only held this year, when your president visited Croatia in April, when your foreign minister was in Croatia in beginning of September, and my visit today demonstrates that we have intensified our cooperation and our exchanges. Our economic cooperation is in the level where it's balanced, but I think we can improve our trade. The presence of the key Croatian companies here in Finnish markets, such as Končar or Dalekovod, are long-standing cooperation. What we would like to improve is the know-how that you have in the area of innovation. This is where you are one of the European champions, especially startups and the young people, and this is where I think we could learn from your experience. I think that it is very useful that we have opened more than one, actually 4 charter flights during the 6 months of the tourist season. So your companies were flying to Pula, to Split, to Dubrovnik. Croatia Airlines opened a 6 months direct line, and that has immediately elevated the number of the Finnish tourists in Croatia. You were above 110,000, which is a great progress, and I think this fact that you are closer to us and that we get a glimpse of Finland can certainly improve our relationship in the future. When it comes to the trio presidency, I think our priorities converge when it comes to growth, when it comes to connectivity, security, migration, global issues, the issues related to Southeast Europe, to the continuation of enlargement, and of course our common efforts to conclude the negotiations on the multi-annual financial framework, which is for us very important. And given the fact that you will take over the presidency from our Romanian friends immediately after your national and European elections, will be certainly dynamic, but with your 25 years of membership in the EU and a very solid administration and diplomacy, I don't see any difficulties that you will handle it superbly, as our cooperation has been throughout recent years. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Prime Ministers. And then we would have a few questions from the Croatian press. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prime Ministers. Jasna Paro, journalist from the Croatian television. I would have 2 questions for both Prime Ministers. So, both of you gentlemen mentioned the presidency trio. To what extent is actually the presidency trio program ready And what would you, both of you, consider the main challenges in the next 18 months period? Thank you.
I think preparation work is done well, and we will meet in December's meeting, European Council meeting in Brussels, three of us, and we will continue on that. I think that we have same priorities, growth and security, for example, in our programs. The program itself is quite technical process, and the presidential programs are more important. But of course, there is a similarities in our programs, and these areas, for example, are the main one. Of course, in 18 months, there is a lot of challenges. We have MFF, budget is open, Commission will change, Parliament will change. We will have a Brexit negotiations this year, withdrawal agreement, and future relationship will be open on our presidential period.
As far as the trio presidency, I think the cooperation at the level of our ministries, state secretaries, diplomats is going very well. Many meetings were already held together with our Romanian friends who will take over the presidency in January. I think that the meeting at the highest level, which will happen at the margins of the European Council in December, will help us to finalize the program. We agreed on the key priorities, whether it's economic terms, whether it's in cohesion, whether it's in security, migration, issues relating to foreign policy. These things have been already set in motion, and I think we will have a lot of continuity in the 18 months where we will have the honor to be in the driving seat. For us, what is strategic is to see when the negotiations on the multi-annual financial framework will finish, because that will determine the dynamics of both the Romanian, Finnish and the Croat presidency. We will be ready if that is sort of followed up to us, but we will all try to do it on time to the maximum possible extent, and that's why we agreed that it is very useful that on the agenda of the December European Council, we will for the first time discuss the multi-annual financial framework at the level of the heads of state and government.
Thank you. One more question. It's not a follow-up. It's totally different questions, if I may. We've seen that EPP, in all its preparing documents, above all in a draft resolution, underlines the anti-populism and the fear of populism and anti-European feelings and parties emerging in Europe as a main problem. We have these tendencies in Croatia as well, so I would like to know, both of you, what are your stance? What are you going to do about it? And do we really have to fear populism in Europe?
You are part of the EPP group, maybe you can start.
Yes, ALDE has nothing to do with this topic.
No, we have only positive issues.
Yes. Well, I guess it will be a little bit more clear what will be the main lines, not only of the resolutions which we will adopt at the Congress, but also of the speeches, especially tomorrow. You know that the policy of my party has been very clear. We try to present things as they are, try to gain the support of the majority of our voters for the very clear agenda without the rhetorics that would generate fear or that would incite populist forces which exists across Europe. This is a wider phenomena. We are trying to address it literally all the time at the internal level, and you are aware of that, especially when it comes to the European issues, where the sensibilization exercise that we do with the presentation of the European Council conclusions to the Croatian Parliament after every single European Council is one of the instruments in order to familiarize our public and the rest of the political parties but what we are doing. So the European Parliament elections will be another opportunity to regain the confidence of the majority of the electorate, to send messages which are encouraging and send messages of clear policies which require support. Because, as the French say, there are different types of parties, political parties and those who are parties of governments. So we belong to those who are parties that can govern. That's a big difference, and everybody should be aware of that.
Yeah, I think that it's in every country that populist parties are offering simple solutions to very complicated and difficult questions and problems. And what we can do to that problem is that we have to have better solutions, and we have to do more, implement better what we have agreed, what we have promised, and I think that the implementation is a key in this respect also. We have had a very difficult crisis, economical crisis, migration crisis, and people are waiting faster and better solutions from us.
Okay, thank you very much, Prime Ministers. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.